I realized I wanted to lead at some point, and I wanted to coach because I was realizing that the way I was doing real estate was a little different, but it was getting me a lot of success. And I was having people coming to me. I was mentoring new agents, even though I was a newish agent myself. So in 2024, we closed 34. And I say we because my husband ended up joining me in real estate. We were doing it together. And then beginning of last year, I got a call and I was asked to lead the Scottsdale office. I was like, oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
I've not led a team like this and done metrics and all of that.
Yeah.
I have ideas, I have systems in place because I am a system creating person that you get stressed out about something. I just go create a system on something.
All right. Well, welcome to a new episode of Real Estate vs. Technology. Super excited. She's waving at you, but you can't see her yet. We're in Arizona. Happy New Year 2026, 10:07. Where are we at? We're on the 14th of 2026 of January. Super excited for this top producing agent who's also a coach and someone after we got to talking a little bit before we got on air wants to bridge the gap when it comes to trust in real estate. She actually put out a stat out there saying that outside of politicians, we're the second in the industry as far as real estate professionals when it comes to trust. Like, what in the world? So super excited to have the one and only Becky on the show. Welcome to Real Estate vs. Technology.
Hi.
This is your first time.
It is.
Oh my God. Well, hey, we're in your backyard. How far were we?
I was about 25 minutes away. I'm up in Scottsdale.
That's not too bad. Okay, fantastic. Well, I love how, I like to look at it as like, I'm going to go a little woo-woo here. The universe, God, whatever you will, everything happens for a reason. And it's crazy. She knocks on the door. I tell my wife, don't worry about it. I got this, right? Next thing you know, I'm over here doing a reel, filming about podcast studio stuff and how easy it is to set up a podcast. And my wife's like, really? Knocks on the door. She's like, Becky's here. I'm like, okay, sorry. But I love it that you connected with her over bees, which is beautiful. She has it on the shoulder. I love it. How did that even come about? Bees for you.
So my grandma was our queen bee. We always called her that.
Aww.
And when I was little, she used to tell me that when she passed away, I would be the queen because my grandma raised me.
I like that.
So when she did pass away, after my initial shock, the first words that came out of my mouth were, I don't want to be the queen. But my kids called her honey. And so anytime I saw bee things, I always thought of her anyways.
Yeah.
And she passed away early 2021, right when the bee trend hit.
Wow.
So I couldn't go anywhere without seeing bee things. So I started grabbing things here and there because it made me think of her. And she was really feisty. She was, excuse my language, she was a badass. I have a picture of her when she was 14.
Wow.
On a horse reared up because she was a champion barrel racer.
What? That's super cool.
In the 40s,
Wow.
She was amazing. And so it really just inspires me to live life like she did.
Yeah.
Fearless and feisty and
Let's
just
go.
not take any crap. So
Dude.
This is my reminder for her. And then the morning glories are my reminder for my papa. They were his favorite flower because God's mercies are new every day. So every day's a new day. So that's what morning glories are for. So it's them on my shoulder with me always.
Oof. I love that. No, thank you for sharing and God bless her. And, that reminds me, unfortunately, my grandmother on New Year's Eve just passed.
Oh, I'm so
And she was a firecracker and she was someone that took no shit either. She knew what she wanted. I tried to tell her, I'm like, Grandma, what did I say? Honey, Grandma, I said, stop. There's all these modalities. And so we have another show called the Liftoff Experience and it goes into different modalities and different stuff. And we're not going to get into it today on this show, but I was like, just giving her some thoughts. And she's like, no, honey, I like my onion rings. I like eating the way I eat. Like she was just unapologetic her. So I just, loved her. We always go to see her. Just saw her a couple months back and unfortunately cancer and then hospice right after Thanksgiving. And we just went shopping, bought my daughter some stuff, she always would dress me up. She's like, you got to have some dress stuff, blah, blah. So she was such a blessing, but it's amazing, how our, grandmothers, those that help raise us have such an impact. And if it wasn't for them, we might not be where we're at today.
Yeah, they definitely impact us greatly. And that generation had a fire.
Oh, yeah.
In them. And, I think a lot of us, as we lose them, it's reigniting that fire in us.
Yes.
And realizing that, wow, may not be the same and let's be the same, and, care for our neighbors the way they did, and love each other the way they did, and all of that. So definitely losing them, I just want to make them proud always. I know they're always watching me. So
amen. Yeah. It's interesting. I'll say like, I love you, Grandma. I'm thinking about you. And then you can hear that thought in your mind.
Yeah.
I love you too, what have you. So it's so cool. And yeah, making them proud. It's definitely, leaving a legacy for, the next generations to come as well.
Fun fact, about 4 years ago, I was the most introverted person.
Really?
Now
she's on a podcast.
Now I'm on a podcast. If you would have asked me to do this, I'd have been like, no, absolutely
not doing that.
But I just started coming out of my comfort zone when my grandma passed. Like, she was fearless. I'm going to be fearless. And I went to go to a real estate event with women.
I love it.
And I was terrified.
Really?
Because I only knew one person that was going to be there.
Interesting.
And I kept going, I'm not going to go. And I saw a pair of these boots in silver.
Yes.
And they're like mirror ball, disco ball shoes.
Yeah.
And I got them. And I just had them sitting. They were so pretty. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going to wear them, but they're cool.
Hell yeah.
And I'm getting ready to go. And my husband says, hey, why don't you wear those shoes? I said, I don't have anything to wear with them. And he goes, just wear them.
Yeah,
whatever.
why not?
Okay. Well, I started to walk in. I was like, okay, if I'm wearing these shoes, I better hold my head up and be worthy of these shoes.
Amen.
And so I walked in just with this different confidence in these shoes. Like, I have to own them. And I was not one that would go up to people to talk to strangers, but people kept coming up to me and talking about my shoes.
I love that.
I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So it started to become a thing. I am a huge Dodgers fan. I know you grew up in Bay Area, so we may have a rivalry there, but I grew up in LA, so a huge Dodgers fan, like obsessed. And I have Dodger blue boots.
I love it.
And I wear them to games. Every game I have my boots on.
Yeah.
But I end up getting a collection, so now I wear them all the time. And if I'm not wearing them, I know people, and they see me, they're like, oh,
you
don't have your boots on. Okay.
It's your brand now.
It kind of is. So
I love that.
I always wear them.
Dude, shout out. I love that. Well, it's amazing how things like that can give us additional confidence. From the perspective from just contrast's sake, I was always the suit and bow tie guy. But when I go to events, I always do it because it's something to be said about like being the part, playing the part. And, there's an emotional response that you get from that. And once you get that emotional response, you're known as now, hey, Becky, the gal with the freaking shoes. And it's crazy. I was actually listening to a gentleman. He was like a mind something. He's like a mind memory champion, whatever it was. And he talked about like how you can remember. I remember I was back in California. I was at like a marketing meeting before Broker's Tour. And there's like 50 people in the room. He's like, we're going to remember everyone's name. And all he did was just tell a story and associate a name with a piece of the story. And then it helped you remember what the heck the names were. And so the shoes now for you or for me, then it's the bow tie. And it's funny, if I don't have the bow tie and I'm at an event, they'll be like, like, are you Liftoff? And like, no, I'm not Liftoff. I'm Norman. Nice to meet you. Maybe Mr. Liftoff. I've coined that alias just for fun, right? Why not? It's time to Liftoff. But no, I had to say something. I love them. They're amazing. So I had to.
Thanks.
How to go there. So let's go into the segment a little bit about your story, getting into real estate, why you got into real estate. And then later on in the show, we'd love to talk a little bit about how you build a trust in our industry for individuals to know that like, it's not just about the sale of the home, the transaction, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's more than that. So why real estate? What was the catalyst of getting in this industry?
With my older sons who are now in their late 20s, when they were little, I was a single mom and I was working for, I don't know if you remember them, Greenlight and Ditech.
Sounds kind of familiar. What industry?
It's mortgage industry. They were doing refis during all that crazy in 2002.
Okay.
You know what I mean? 2003, where it was kind of crazy with all of those refis and that bubble that was starting to kind of, that was beginning.
Yeah.
And I was working with there, and then I met my husband and we had our daughter and I stayed home, but I always wanted to be in real estate. Hearing all the stories and talking to people, I just was like, that just sounds amazing.
Heck yeah.
Getting to meet new people, getting to look at amazing houses. That's the fun part of it. There is the other work part, but
of course,
the it just seemed fulfilling. But I had little kids and I wanted to stay home with them. So when my youngest, when she was done with school, right, it was right when my grandma passed, and my grandma had been pushing me for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I know you've always wanted to do this. Go do it. Go follow your dreams. Go follow your dreams. Go do it. And I'm like, not yet, not yet. And then I started to think maybe I'm too old. Maybe it's too late. All those stupid things. And then she passed, and I was like, I have to go do this.
Amen.
I have to go honor her and do this.
Shout out grandma.
Shout out grandma.
Let's go.
So I did. And it was funny. You talk about the morning glories. The day I went to take my test, I had noticed this weird thing was growing in one of those bushes in my front yard and a vine. And I was like, that's really weird. I don't have time to do it. I'm trying to get past my real estate test.
Yeah.
So I walked out to go take my real estate test.
Okay.
And it was like 50 morning glories had bloomed.
What?
Just I've told about my papa. So I knew they were proud of me, and I knew they were there with me, and this is what I was meant to do.
Beautiful.
I immediately joined KP Elite, which is now Space at the time. Okay. And I won Rookie of the Year. I was only there for 6 months and won Rookie of the Year.
Let's go. Congrats.
And I realized, wow, I really love this. This is really fulfilling, and it's very cliche, but when you close a home, that feeling of here's your keys, especially when it's a first time home buyer or someone going through a big change in their life, getting to be a part of that is huge. And I was like, this is amazing. And so it just kept going. And the next year we were in President Circle. And then shortly after that, we got an opportunity to switch over to the Lawton team.
Okay.
And I have nothing bad to say about Space, so I'm not saying I left them bad. I love them.
Keep it positive.
They're great. But I had an opportunity to switch over to the Lawton team.
Wow.
Because I wanted to, I realized I wanted to lead at some point, and I wanted to coach because I was realizing that the way I was doing real estate was a little different.
Okay.
But it was getting me a lot of success.
I love that.
So, and I was having people coming to me. I was mentoring new agents, even though I was a newish agent myself. I think I closed 22 that second year.
Wow. Congratulations.
Not a huge number, but it's
still awesome.
A substantial number.
Yeah.
The next year, so in 2024, we closed 34.
Okay.
And I say we because my husband ended up joining me in real estate. So,
wow. There you go.
we were doing it together. And then beginning of last year, I got a call and I was asked to lead the Scottsdale office.
What?
The Lawton team.
Let's go.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is exciting.
Yeah.
I've not led a team like this and done metrics and all of that.
Yeah.
I have ideas.
Heck yeah.
And I have systems in place because I am a system creating person. That you get stressed out about something, I just go create a system on something, or
it makes a big difference.
All of that. So working with these agents, I just started creating some better scripts and some better value with how you approach real estate, and the amount of growth once I got my feet under me has been substantial.
Wow.
By the time we closed out the year for December, we were number one with pending contracts for all the teams. There's a lot of teams in the Lawton team, but our team was number one in pending with like 34 pending. So it was, I was so excited and so proud of them because they're putting in the work. So
one of those, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's so cool.
I have found though that coaching and teaching agents just fills my soul like nothing else.
Wow. And there's just something to be said about like natural born leader. Like that was your calling.
Yeah, I didn't realize it, but
yeah. And here you are now on a podcast telling the story, which is huge. Yeah. And that's why we like having the show, because it encapsulates your story and it's something that'll be out there forever. And it's something you can always look back on and be like, yep, that was my story. That's what I did. Sticking to it. So that's amazing that you got into coaching so early on. So obviously it was something that you were meant to do. And so how do you balance coaching, and then are you still also transacting?
I'm doing some transactions. However, my husband now is the producer, and I'm the coaching. So if when I get somebody, it's a handoff. He's absolutely phenomenal what he does, and he's a phenomenal negotiator. He's fierce. So,
wow. That's amazing.
I let him do that part.
Well, it's cool.
But I always nurtured the people to come into and to build the trust and then do that. So I still do that part, help.
It's cool to have the yin and yang too. If you have, you're good at one end and someone's good on the other end, just divide and conquer, which is huge. And so when you got in early on, getting in more into like, how are you building this trust? What are you doing differently that you saw that was missing in the industry to add that value that you now have within the standard process?
I didn't talk much real estate.
I love that.
So when they're telling you, hey, I'm waiting for 4 months.
Okay.
But awesome. What's the timeline? What's creating this timeline?
Okay. Yep.
I'm not saying, well, you should do it now. And this is the height of the market too, and everything's moving and going higher.
Yeah.
But how many people told somebody, well, if you wait, the house is going to be more expensive, and then they lost the client? Yep. I kept hearing people saying this, that they weren't getting anywhere with these conversations.
Okay.
Well, then why aren't you changing the conversation? So, okay, I'm going to honor your timeline. Would I like you to buy sooner? Of course, but I'm going to honor that you know what your life is.
Oh, for sure.
And so I would talk to them. I created like a 4-step follow-up plan based on how hot or cold they are. So say they're warm, they're 4 to 6 months out. I'm sending them a text. Yeah. And the first text is like, hey, did you see this new local restaurant just opened? It's in that area that you're looking at. So, maybe check it out. Yeah. Nothing to do with real estate.
I love that.
The second one is an email about real estate, and it's just the market of where they're at. What are they looking at? Here's the median prices. Just here you go, just for your information. Not pushing you to buy. I'm just giving you some information. The third check-in is, I call it a bait house, but it's either a house that they may like in that area. It is hey, have you seen what the most expensive house in the Phoenix area is? Currently, it's a $50 million new build that's not built yet.
Wow.
In case you didn't know.
That's amazing.
But send them that. Or if you see, there's the Zillow Gone Wild houses that you see. There was one last year. It was so cool. It had a koi pond through the hallways.
That's amazing.
Under plexiglass. So I would send them those houses. They're not going to buy that house.
No.
Send them a beautiful house that has a kitchen that they had talked about their dream kitchen looking like. But it's not the house they're going to buy.
Yes.
And you know that. But you're just reminding them that you're thinking of them when you're looking at houses. And you do have to be a little intentional when you're if you're going to go that way. It does take a little bit of time, but you're just building that. It's like, oh my gosh, that house, that kitchen, that's the color I want. Those things there.
I thought so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's just building that relationship with them. Yeah. And then that fourth one is either a video text, a phone call, something where they hear your voice. Okay. Because they have to still hear you. You can't just text and email only. We have to be relational. And so that's just what I kept doing. And if they're hotter, then you're doing it once a week. If they're a little warmer, you're doing it every 2 weeks. If they're colder, you're doing it once a month. Okay. But you're still doing all 4 of these things and building a relationship with them. And when they say, I don't want to live out in Apache Junction. Yeah. Honor it. Don't keep sending them things there. Yeah. The biggest thing is when they give you any kind of objection, validate it.
I like that.
Validate them. If you do not validate them and you don't hear them, they will never hear you. Ooh. So
that's a good one.
That's what I led with, and that's what I lead my agents with. And hey, let's, you get an objection of somebody. Well, I'm already working with somebody. You're at an open house. I'm already working with an agent. Oh, that's amazing. How's it going? And if they, how's it going with your home search? Oh, it's going great. Oh, that's so awesome. I love hearing that another agent is treating their client well. Yeah. That's cool. If it goes south, they at least heard you. That was cool. And if they say it's not, this is going to be really counterproductive. They're going to sound counterproductive. Yeah. People think you should just, it's going bad. Cool. Let me jump on. Yes. No, I've been like, oh, I'm so sorry. What do you think the hang up is? Like, what do you think's going on? Oh, I feel like they're just asking me to look for houses. A lot of agents do that. They think, well, Zillow's out there. Just go look on Zillow, go look online. I don't need to search, you search. But they don't know. Like we know how to look for things to negotiate and stuff. Anyway,
of course.
So I go, oh, well, have you talked to them about that? And they're like, well, I mean, kind of. And I go, why don't you go have coffee with them and reset your expectation?
I like that.
And instead of trying to, poach them, or not poach them, but, instead of trying to win them to me, I'm going to try and fix that relationship. And if it doesn't work, who are they calling?
Yep.
The same thing with,
love that.
With the FSBO. If you're calling it for sale by owner, I don't call them. Go door knock them. But door knock them in a subtle way. You're kind of going on the street with the intent of hitting that door. And I have a guide for sale by owner. And it's how to make your house presentable. Okay. Kind of a pricing guide. It's kind of like a seller's guide. Yeah. But a little bit more geared to here's what you should do. And then on the back, it has a like a timeline. Like, so if you're a for sale by owner, but I'm an agent representing my buyer and I'm coming to you with a contract, you don't know the dates. You don't know when the benzer's due. You don't even know what a benzer is. You don't know what a lot of these things are. Yep. So I have the timeline in the back. Again, a lot of people think this is kind of counterproductive because I'm giving away the answers, but I'm not. Because I'm coming to them going, oh, I'm just door knocking. Hey, I'm in the neighborhood. I had to do a CMA. Just wondering if somebody wanted, me to run a market analysis on their home. I'm for sale by owner. Most of them are pretty confident in themselves. Of course. And oh, you are. Great. Are you going to be here in 10 minutes? Because in my car, I have a guide and, I'm not going to talk you out of it because I know that you're set in what you want to do. Let me go get you this guide because there's just some important information that I just want to make sure that you're taken care of. Yeah. And you're covered. Yeah. And then I finish a couple of doors because, hey, why not? Since you're doing it, go back to your car, pull back up to their house, bring them this and show them that part. Now, as we all know, FSBOs don't usually go well. No. They usually end up getting an agent. But are they going to call the agent that kept hammering them? Are you ready to sell your house with me yet? I'm going to do better than you. I'm smarter than you. How are people approaching that? They're not approaching that with a service mind or a service heart. No. But in the meantime, I've then not tried to talk them out of it. I've not tried to talk down to them. I've not made them feel like they're not smart enough. Hey, you can do this here. There's a guide though, just in case you encounter that, and they'll call you. Wow. And you get their information, even though you already have it. But you get, hey, can I get your information so I can just follow up with you? And if you have any questions, my information's on this. They will call you because you're the only one that came to them. Yes. With service, with validation. I get you want to save money, like, hey, here's this. And it works. Wow. It reminds me of the 7 triggers to yes, which says if you do something for someone else, they'll be more inclined to do something back for you. I can see that you're a true natural and pro because you went in, like you said, don't call door knock. And, I just happen to be in the area, right? So then you're thinking, divine intervention. Oh my God, was this a sign? Lord, blah, blah, blah. And maybe it technically was. Maybe it was. But then you came in with service first. Yep. And I love how, you're smart about how you navigated too, because I don't know how many people out there actually catch themselves. But like I just said, but when you go through the process of saying what you're saying, and then they say, you validate them, and then you say, but I have something for you, kind of like mitigate what they just said. And so you just go straight into, I love how you went straight into like, and I have something for you that can help you out. Lets them feel like they're in the driver's seat, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yep. And I love how you what's that quote? Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. Right. So I love how you just open the door, even from the previous conversation of, hey, I understand where you're at, understand what you're going through. I understand you're working with another agent. How's it going? Open the door. And you seem like someone that probably just like everyone just opens up to and just tells you everything. I do tend to get life stories. I get that a lot too.
And I was actually talking with an agent yesterday, shout out to our sponsor of our show. And he was in like Charlotte, North Carolina, looking at doing some marketing approach stuff with the marketing company. And he's like, at a synagogue, he had a guy came up to him, was already working with an agent at a synagogue, and he did the same thing you did. He said, tell me, like, you're already working with a guy here at the synagogue. What's the problem? Like, if you're happy, I want you to work with that person. You don't want my business? No, I would love to work with you, but if you're happy, and then he's like, no, I'm not happy. And then broke it all down. So I love the service first mentality. I think that makes way more sense than just some of these commission hungry individuals out there that just want to get the transaction.
And, one of the big things is a lot of first-time home buyers, especially, are terrified. This is the biggest purchase of their life. Their car was big, but this is huge,
10 times
and
more.
It's 10 times more financially, but it's also 10 times more emotionally and mentally and all of that. And they're terrified.
Yeah.
And I see so many agents following up like, hey, did you look at this house? Hey, did you want to see this one? And it's like you have a daughter, right? So when she was little and she's about to go up the stairs and she's learning to walk up the stairs and they're standing there at the foot of the stairs and they're so scared. They don't know what to do. And if you sit there going, you ready to go up these stairs now? Now? Are you ready to go up the stairs now? No, not these stairs. Okay. What about those stairs over there? Or what about these ones over here? Or now you want to go on the stairs? Did you know that these stairs are really good for you? And they're just going to stand there and freeze. Yeah. And you're going to end up like pick them up and drag them up the stairs. Like it's not going to happen. Yeah. It's the same thing with a new home buyer that's terrified. Hey, I get this is important to you. And this is a big thing for you. And it's kind of heavy and you're nervous. Yeah. I got you. I'm going to get you every step of the way. And then making sure you have things in place to take care of them every step of the way. Yeah. Like when I send them their offer, they have an email that comes with the offer that breaks down what the offer is. How many times do people go, what's my close of escrow date? You're like, it was in the offer. But we have that. Here's the close of escrow date. Here's this, here's that. Here's the, once you sign this, I'm going to send it over. Yeah. Here is a brief description of all the documents that are in there. It's like a 2-sentence description of what each of the documents are. Just so here's your transparency, because that's one of the biggest complaints is that real estates don't communicate enough. Yes. So let's over communicate. Here it is. If you need it, great. If you don't need it, once we finish and we go under contract, you get another email of all of your next steps, bullet pointed, everything. I love this. Before I send it out, we'll have scheduled the inspection. So here's the inspection time. Here's this, here's what to expect next. We have a video that we did that goes with it. Like, congratulations, you're under contract. I love it. Here's your next steps. So some of them have a video, but it's always your next steps. Here's what we're doing right now. This is what we're going to do next. Here's what we're doing. And walking them through step by step alongside them. I'm not pushing them. I'm not dragging them. They're not dragging me. We are together as a team working through this. And I am a baseball fan, as I said. Yep. Huge baseball fan. And I explained to him, I'm like, okay, you're the owner of the team. And I'm the manager of the team. Now we have our lender who's like the batting coach. We have we have Title who's over there, the third base coach. We have other people involved in the team that's running these things. We have our TCs. We have, all the different things. But you're the owner of this team. And you come to me and I will make sure everything else runs smoothly, to make us a well-oiled machine. And a lot of people take that analogy. I've also done it like a kitchen for people who don't like baseball or sports. So I use like a head chef and a sous chef and all of that. But really just validating their fears. Yeah. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay. A lot of people are. This is the biggest purchase of your life, and I'm going to honor that. Amen. So that's the biggest thing. And I heard a long time ago, business moves at the speed of trust. And it hit my heart, and that's what we have to do is rebuild that trust. I'm agreed. I'll be working with a client, and all of a sudden they're backing up, or an agent even starts backing up, and there's some combat, there's some conflict. Okay, wait, I need to back this up. I didn't validate somewhere. I didn't earn this conversation yet. So that's just the big thing, is earning your conversation, earning the trust in that.
I love that.
The ability to teach.
I love that.
Not the ability, that's what I'm looking for. The right to teach them.
Yeah, the opportunity. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And that's where it's like, I guess if you go a little deeper, it's money. And I think with money, and depending on your relationship, viewing and listening out there, or our relationship to money, and then the relationships we have to people, and then it's like there's so many walls, and breaking down those barriers to then get to a point where, it's like, and I can imagine, I can relate on the real estate marketing side. It's just like, okay, you want to build relationships too. And you don't want to be someone who's just like this slimy sleazeball just trying to fricking get a contract signed and get another client in the door. It's like, how can we specifically be of service? And you're speaking so many amazing things to me, and hopefully to our viewers listening out there, because that's what's missing is systems and process.
Absolutely.
SOPs, KPIs, standard operating procedures. And it's just like, that's why 90% of the business is done by the top 10%. And the 90% at the bottom are doing the onesie twosies because they're not system focused and they don't have standard procedures, even with like how you build relationships and ask questions. I mean, you look at a therapist, I'm sure they have a standard process to be able to talk with you and to be able to understand what you're going through and to like get you to open up. And, it's like, it's a process, it's a system, and it's what I've learned in life too, is like, when you start tracking one thing and then you start tracking all things, like I'm a big health nut. So I got the ring, so I'm tracking my vitals. I got the MyFitnessPal, so I'm tracking my calories. I got the step challenge, and we just launched at Liftoff, the Liftoff Fit Off. So we're tracking calories, we're tracking sleep. And then once you start tracking stuff, you're like, oh my God. You could be like, okay, well, if I eat less different, then I could lose a little weight. Or if I go to sleep a little earlier and don't eat 3 hours before bed, I could sleep better. It's all this equation stuff that people totally forget about.
I'd like to join your challenge, by the way. I got the scale that tells me all the stuff, and I know I need to get healthier. That's my goal this year, is just to get healthier this year. Physically healthier. So
I'm going to put it out there. We are launching an accountability group in about 2 weeks called It's Time to Lift Off.
Love it.
Community challenge. And so I got everything. ChatGPT. Hey, no excuses out there. You want to start something? ChatGPT that thing. I literally told it exactly what I wanted to do, and it spit out, here's your business plan. I said, okay, I need flyers. Here's your flyers. And so for me, I'm like, if I've been tracking, my wife's done bodybuilding. She's been on stage 5 times. And so she's done it. And then she got me tracking. And then the gym's a big thing for us and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, how can I just like give it to other people? Because, I'm about to be in my 40s. She's 7 years older than me. And I'm like, I'm reversing this shit. I'm getting younger.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You know what it is? I'm going back, bro. So that's where it's just like, if it's working for me, I can imagine it can work for other people. So with the school network out there and starting that up, and then Discord for in the morning and at night, just accountability group, and then get together once a week on Zoom, and then once a month, like, let's go hiking, let's go do something outside, let's get everyone together.
Love it.
And then have the women's side. I told my wife, hey, let's do it together. You can help with the women's side, I'll help with the men's side. We could do co-op. I'm like, this could be sick.
It could be.
Great
relationships and getting healthy, and I love it.
Outside of business, outside of money, outside of our normal stuff, and so that's where I'm like, all right, I'm looking for some community team lead members that see the foundation, like it. I've even told my partner at Liftoff Agent, he's gonna be like, hold on, what? Liftoff Agent? That's a marketing company? What are you doing with the logo here? But I like the Mr. Liftoff. So it's like,
it's your brand.
That's my brand. It's tatted on my arm. I got it all over the damn place, even on the truck outside, which is, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. But I like that. And I think that whoever's doing and listening, hopefully you could take some practices that you're giving, because you laid it all out on the line. And would you be open if someone sent you a direct message, DM, Instagram, links down below? Would you like to share
absolutely
tools and what you're doing?
Absolutely. I can share with, I can share my Facebook guide.
Okay.
My title company does it, but I can share, we can share it and get that going. Shout out to Heavy Title.
Let's go. Shout out. They're on the episode next now.
I love them. But absolutely. I'm always for that. I have agents that'll call me, hey, I want to set up had an agent recently, I wanted to set up a canceled expired plan. Do 4 power hours a day, 4 power hours a week. To focus on canceled and expireds. And we sat together and ChatGPT'd But we actually went a step further. I like to use their personality profile to do it.
Okay.
So their DISC profile is what we use at Lot and Team.
Mm-hmm.
And we uploaded her DISC profile into ChatGPT and asked it to write a plan, for prospecting canceled expireds.
Yeah.
That will work to her strengths.
Ooh.
So not just here's a basic plan.
Yeah.
But how do we create a plan that's to your strengths so then you want to do it? Mm-hmm. And you're strong at it and you're good at it.
Way more confident with that.
Way more confident with it. And instead of just creating a one size fits all plan. So I take a one size fits all plan. If somebody wants to come to me and get that guidance with it, I then take that a step further. Okay, well, let's do a personality profile, whether it's your Enneagram, your DISC, your whatever, because there's so many of them out there.
It's crazy.
Do that. But on the ChatGPT tone, when you're looking to validate someone, if this isn't your natural language and you're not there yet, you haven't studied NLP, which is the neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah. I'm working on getting certified in it because I love it so much. If you're not sure how to do it, you can actually put their objection in and say what you want to say, but then ask it to change it to a validating tone that helps validate them first before educating.
Yes.
Use ChatGPT, use your tools.
I love that.
You don't have to be an expert and know how to do it.
No.
You'll learn how to do it because you're going to see what it says. And the more you see what it says, the easier it'll be for you to do it verbally. Top of your head.
I love that. Yeah, there's something to be said about like psychology from the perspective of them leading the conversation or thinking they are, even though you are. And then the more they could say yes, then it leads to the overall, hey, all right, we're signing contracts and buyer agreement or what have you. Good old NRA. And so it's interesting how that works. And I love how you can take these tools to then be able to understand how you best can navigate the conversation. Not to mention, one thing came to me was something as simple as like the 5 love languages. When you know the 5 love languages, and whether it's acts of service or careful with touch, but affirmations, right? Gifts, right? You may give them a hug, but outside of that, it's great because then you could be able to like, all right, like send them that gift or give them that affirmation, and then when you talk to them, like you said earlier, and that they have, a baby on the way. So maybe they just need one story, or they're going to be downsizing. So they don't need the space anymore and they want whatever they want. It's just like, you could probably even use ChatGPT to put all that in and it'll tell the houses, here's the houses to send to the client. Yeah.
Now that that's all connected, you can do
that too. Right.
I have a hard time with that one. I like to look at myself, but
yeah, that is
control freak in me, but
not to go down the rabbit hole, but that's next for AI. It first was like, hey, I need a business plan, so on and so forth. Now it's like ChatGPT eventually and other programs are going to be like, all right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to file your LLC. Okay, your LLC has been filed. It's been done. I was like, okay, great. Like, I can't wait for the tax portion for me because like, oh my God, it's like once you get to like million plus, there's like $1 million to $5 million gray area where it's like you got to get over 5 million to really be able to like get the tax savings to like get to that top, echelon of people like Donald Trump, who pays no taxes. I don't know how many bankruptcies so he could avoid, it's like you keep your assets, but you get rid of all the debt. Whole different conversation. We're not going down that rabbit hole, but that's amazing. So your team, so it sounds like, are you guys across the country?
The Lawton team is just in the Phoenix area.
Just Phoenix? Okay.
Phoenix local. We have, in Tucson, we have 6 offices now.
Oh, wow.
One I'm in is in Scottsdale.
Nice.
Our main office is in Peoria. There's another one in Goodyear.
Oh, wow.
We just launched one in Chandler. We have one in Gilbert.
Okay.
And then we have one in Tucson as well.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
And so I like to joke around. Sorry, George. We have our team is almost like a mega church in the sense that there's your main church. And then there's satellites, right? So we have all the other team leads, regionals. Teams. That's what I am. We have the little area of our offices. And then there are agent team leads as well. So if an agent wants to come and build a team, why go through all of the pain of trial and error and learning when you have George, who's willing to pour into these agent team leads, being a very successful, very well-known man in real estate. he's built this beautiful team.
Yeah.
And we're like a team ridge, we're part of my home group, but we have small teams too. So it's like you have the mega church, you have the big church, and then the satellite offices, and then you have the small groups.
I love that.
So that's what the agent team leads are, is then they have their own little ones, and the team leads pour into all of them with it. So it's we just had our all agent meeting yesterday, and it's so fun because it's like a family reunion every quarter because we see everybody.
Yeah, it was out and about
all the time. So
wow, and it's so cool too because there is something to be said about culture, right? You have a culture, you have a way that you navigate, operate, serve, support clients, what have you. And for what it is, like you want to be on your own little island, doing your own little thing. That's totally fine. But like you said, if you have someone like George, who's going to be there, who can really help facilitate, support, and help. I mean, that's what coaches come in. You want to have success in 5 years. You want to have success in 15 years. Like, let's speed this up.
Yep.
Boom. Here she is.
Yep. I have one of my agents, every time she does something, she's like, I really want to just start hashtagging the Becky effect.
Ooh, I like that.
No, it's you doing the work. You're I just gave you my brain, and you're the one who actually put it into action. It's all you. You have to. A coach is only as good as what you're going to do with them. Like so many people get frustrated with their coaches. Like, well, your coach gave you all kinds of tools. And tricks and systems. And speaking of AI, I use Perplexity to create beautiful trackers for my team.
Ooh.
So if they're doing open houses, did they door knock? Did they call through the pond?
I love it.
What did they do to market? And then how many people came? What time did they do it? Just so they can track the success of them.
Yeah.
Because again, if you're not tracking, you don't know what you're just kind of winging it.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Is that you? No.
Yeah. Is that anybody sitting in a beanbag? I love the systems and the trackers and all of that behind the scenes stuff of how do you really build true success? You can't just fly by the seat of your pants and be a free range agent. Like you're just not going to have scalable success.
You're just not. There's just no way. And that's where it's like, if you serve everyone everywhere, you might want to think about your backyard first. You don't have to be in traffic. You don't drive all the way across town, to get that done. Hyper local. You could definitely, get a referral fee, send, them to an agent, or if you're on a bigger team, like you have so many offices, you don't want to go all the way from Tupira, all the way from Chandler, like you send off, you keep it super simple. And that's where it's like, it's frustrating. Our intention for the sponsor's perspective is we just want to work with the top 1%. That's 15,000 agents, right? We're almost at 500 now. And with that being the goal, it's like, it's the ones that track. It's the ones that are calculated. And it's hard too, because we're like, hey, your website can track. Your website can do a lot more than you think it is. And then it's like, that's a whole other freaking rabbit hole. But it's like, that's where I feel like, And that's why I was curious about doing more of like an accountability group outside of it being, because I thought about there's a lot of coaches we partner with, and I just did an event last month with Elias, and so he's with EXP, Team Fast, Kenny, Elias. We built their sites, what have you, and there's like 130 agents, and so we were the blessed ones that got to feed them all and get on stage. It was a lot of fun. And so long story short, it's just like you go through the process and, there's just so many different levels to tracking and growing your business and looking at the bigger picture and seeing how and what matrix work for you. So it's good to have good coaches to help you navigate that process.
Absolutely. And, having things set up in place prior. So if you're seeing certain objections that are coming through a lot, like I want to wait till rates come down. We hear that one all the time.
Yep.
I mean, they are starting to
a little bit
creep, so
we'll see.
But I'm waiting for rates to come down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's great. I get that a lot of people feel that way. There's your validation that they're not alone. They're not crazy. You get it.
Yes.
Hey, what would it help you if we were able to get your rate 2% lower for this year and then 1% next year, and then hopefully rates adjust in there, but by the third year. So then you're talking about a buy down. But would that help you? They don't know what that is. Most of them never heard of that. They didn't know they could do that. how do you feel about a new build? Because a lot of the new builds are this. Oh, I didn't know. But a lot of people are approaching it. They're going, yeah, everybody's waiting for rates to go down. You know what's going to happen? Prices are going to go up. You're not going to get what you want. And then you've just lost them because you didn't hear them. But if you hear them and then give solutions, not you should do this.
I love that.
They just felt like you collaborated with them.
Yeah.
It's simple little things. So setting, again, ChatGPT, going into there with some of the common objections that you're facing, because everybody has different pillars of how they're building their business. So, take those objections that you're hearing and then put them into ChatGPT and ask for some validating objection handling. That helps future frame. Use the word future frame. It's an NLP thing. Future frame them to go into that, and it'll really just.
That's so smart. I love that. And it reminds me of what we're seeing now on the digital marketing forefront. We'll talk a little about tech here for a second, is that YouTube videos, education. So whether it's, moving to Arizona, where do you move? My wife and I, we just went on YouTube and watched some guy showing us Chandler, Gilbert, all the things. He wasn't even licensed. So then showing the area, showing the park, showing the schools, showing less about the listing, but like proximity of the listing.
Right.
What does it look like? And then getting into like what you just said, 2-1 buy down. What does it look like? Go through the process, educate people. And then they're going to be like, oh my God, like 7 Sugars to Yes, read that book. And he's literally going to say like, oh my God, you've done all these things for me educational wise, like you said earlier, that they're going to feel obligated. You're like, how do I pay? How do I, just let's find you a house.
Yeah, you're going to give them a closing gift and they're going to give you one right back. We've developed lifelong friends in this process that I don't have to ask them to refer me.
I love that. They
just do.
So let's get into that. So after you go through a closing, how do you maintain the relationship? Is it just a lot of just tech and automation stuff? Are you actually calling, sending out letters, doing events? Like, how do you keep that relationship alive even though they just purchased?
So for most of them, they're now social media friends.
There you go.
So that's really easy. You just talk about their life. You don't have to go in and send the emails and stuff. We have, the seller reports that go out, like the home bots and all of those. So we have one of those that goes out to all of our closed clients every month. But we just kind of I try and do social media for the most part. So when they have a baby or when something comes up, you send them that random gift. I try and honestly keep it really organic.
Yeah.
With that we just now have a relationship and we're friends.
Okay.
But I do also, so then there's those ones that still, it just was transactional. There was nothing you could do about it. It just ended up being that way.
Yeah.
And so with those ones, I check in once a month.
Okay.
And it's also kind of like a 4-step, like, hey, in your neighborhood, here's a new restaurant that just came up. Hey, have you heard of this festival? I just try and keep it more of like that. I have like your weekender that most title companies give you, you can send that out. And I always add something to it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's the best. It's getting to be chilly weather. I love chili. It's getting to be chilly weather. So here's the 4 best places to get chili in the valley. So just trying to get lists because people love lists.
Yeah.
Trying to get those. They get those every weekend. I just try and keep it organic as much as possible.
Yeah.
I do have them set up. We use Follow Up Boss. Shout out to them because they're amazing with the tasks. So you can set tasks in there. So I just have a task set for them every month to just make sure you're reaching out to them. And it's kind of individual. So I just go through them and here we go. And, kind of separate them out through the weeks and the days. And
I love that.
Just try and be genuine as much as possible. I don't really do an automated thing because I don't feel that I feel that kind of takes away from the relationship. You're kind of like, oh, you're closed.
Yep.
You're in that bin over there.
Yep. See you later. Bye-bye.
I mean, they all get the weekender, but it was funny. One of our clients, we closed with them and they go, does this mean we don't get the weekender anymore?
Oh my God. That's so adorable.
No, you still get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's a big one, but I think the other thing is just genuine follow-up.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate when I first started, it was drilled into me that your business is only ever going to be as strong as your follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
The Tom Ferry thing recently, he was like, follow-up's the cornerstone of it. Follow up like your life depends on it, because it does. So a lot of people just go, oh, well, they're not talking to me. They're not responding. Well, they may not be, but they will.
Yep.
We had an internet lead that no-showed us.
Oh, wow.
The first one.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I always write them, I hope everything's okay. I hope you're safe. Obviously, in your mind, you're like, oh, you better be. But no, genuinely, though, I hope you're safe. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
They didn't respond.
Yeah.
Okay. They also didn't tell me to F off or go away.
To keep on keeping on.
So I kept on, and 4 months later, hey, we'd really like to see this house.
So random like that.
Random. Okay. So we went, and we showed them a house, and they weren't able to qualify just yet. They needed like 6 more months of, because he had just taken over family business.
Yeah.
So he needed 6 more months.
Okay.
Okay, cool. That's what the lender told us.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us. They just didn't talk to us again. And I was like, and a lot of people, they don't get qualified. They're embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was just like, hey,
touchy.
Can't wait to work with you guys in 6 months when, once the business is established a little more, excited. I'm still excited to work with you. I don't care what the situation is.
Yeah.
We're still going to work together.
Exactly.
And I just kept going. 8 months later.
Wow.
8 months of this, I kept going, and they responded, hey, we just got pre-qualified. Can we go look at houses this weekend?
Let's go.
They closed a week after their baby was born.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
But I didn't give up. And so many people, I'm like, oh, showed me? Done.
Yeah.
It takes, and I didn't really reach out by phone much with them because they weren't responding. So there wasn't a point. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't going to give up on it. Mm-hmm. Because it was the internet lead. It was paid for. Let's keep going with it.
You have to. You have to. It's interesting too, because when you don't have that deeper connection, there's less to go off of. So you just got to keep on keeping on. And then once you do go a little bit deeper, like I was talking with an agent, he's in our market here in Arizona, a couple months in, we're talking, still kind of relatable, different, but whatever. And so he's like, okay, the first week of January, we'll get started. I said, okay, cool. And this is where it's like, it's touch and go. I'm Mr. Liftoff. So I'm going to call you out, and I'm going to be open and honest, but loving and kind. I'm not going to say what I got to say because I want your money. I'm going to say what I'm going to say because, like, my wife told this to me, and she drilled it in when we first met. She's like, all you have in life is your word. If you go back on your word, that then will make other people question your integrity. So then I'm like, okay. So this gentleman now sends me an email yesterday because he totally just ghosted me. And then I called him because I did the same thing. Are you okay? Just want to make sure you're okay. Everything's fine first and foremost, because your health and you being okay is top priority. And then he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Everything's good. Super busy. Started the new month, and fantastic. Off to the races. That's great. And then he goes and says something about like, and you might get this objection. It's totally fine. Like, is this going to take a lot of my bandwidth right now? And if it's going to take a lot of my bandwidth, I'm going to have to hold off for it now. I know that you're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. He's never been through it before, mind you. And then I said, hey, I'm glad that you're busy. I understand what you're going through. At the end of the day, my wife says, all we have is our word. You said you get started at the beginning of the month. If you know yourself, then I would recommend, just from like a coaching standpoint, I would recommend that you mentally prepare yourself. If you say you're going to do something and it turns into something else. And so such is my approach. I just like to be honest, because beyond business, I think as human species, we're here to help people grow. In one way or another. And so, yes, there's a transaction monetary value to the subject matter, but going deeper, it's like, we're humans first.
Right.
Take the transaction, take the deal, take everything out of the equation. We're humans, and we're all here to help. And we can learn something from each other. Absolutely.
Goes back to, our grandmas, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. If their neighbor down the street had a cold, they made them soup. They served, they were kind, they were so feisty, didn't take any shit, but they served.
Yes.
And that's just their heart. And
100%.
And if you genuinely go to serve your clients, you don't have to beg for referrals. You don't have to beg for reviews. You don't have to keep tracking them down. I don't know how many times I randomly just get tagged by somebody on Facebook, somebody's asking for a realtor, and I always hate those. I love the one that shows like the truck with like 900 people on it. When somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a realtor, and all of a sudden it's like, it blew up. So, but randomly, like I'll see my name tagged in those.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
I'm not even touching that with a 10-foot pole, but that's so nice of you.
You can. I get the same thing on the real estate side, the marketing side. Like, oh, I need someone to build a website, real estate marketing stuff. And I just see it and I'm like, okay, I don't know. It's kind of hard. And I think that there's something to be said about going the extra mile. I love how you said what you said, going the extra mile with that story. This gentleman actually drives out and does pop buys to every single one of his clients, which is awesome. And I took it a step further. I said, hey, have you ever documented this before? He's like, no. I said, I'll do this because we have like a video team, social team, web team. I said, I'll leverage and give you the video editing, everything done free. I said, just film what you're doing. Just have some fun, film yourself, go into your clients, whatever else, turn into a YouTube video, gave him a little tutorial. And he's like, oh, thanks so much. I'll see what I can do. Totally didn't do it, which is fine. Nothing against him. But it's like, what could you do working with that buyer, working with that seller to go the extra mile where they see that you listened and you heard and then you did something like a closing gift that maybe they were stressed out about affording a washer or dryer, or, maybe they needed Cutco knives and the wife talked about how she loves it. My wife still tells me that I need to get that for her birthday is coming up. No, mental note. But, you do the little things and it's like, it's the things that they say that you heard them say, but they forgot. And then you come back and you like.
We had there's a video I did a video of it, not to brag.
Yeah.
We had a client and again, it was a 2-year nurture.
Okay. Wow.
Because I don't give up.
Yeah.
So 2-year nurture, and she was finally ready to sell. And as we're selling, I can't get a hold of her.
Whoa.
And I'm like, and I know she kind of had a little bit of health stuff going on. I can't get a hold of her. So I remembered what her son's name was. So I find him on Facebook and I'm like,
whoa.
Is your mom okay?
Yeah.
I'm her real estate agent. Is she okay? And he's like, she's actually in the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And she actually ended up having to have 3 emergency surgeries.
Whoa.
So the house is listed still. So I'm like, well, at least I can quickly show, we can get them in before she was home. Then we had to take it off market for a little bit, but she couldn't go out and weed. She couldn't sweep. She couldn't so anytime we had a showing on her home, we were driving over there and making sure there was no weeds, making sure it was clean, making sure it was ready to show.
Yeah. Because
she couldn't do it.
That's so cool.
And she would be so sweet. She'd take her dog and she'd go drive away for a little bit and then come back. And, but that's going the extra mile instead of, okay, do we just take the house off? Well, she really needed to sell. She needed to downsize, and it wasn't the best, it was too expensive and too much for her at the moment. And she needed to be able to downsize and we couldn't just, okay, we'll just take it off or how do we fix this? And she was like, I can't believe you guys come and clean for me every time there's a showing. Like, we don't want you to stress out about it. Like, we just want you to relax. We tell our clients, the most thing you really need to stress out about is moving, because I don't help you with that.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't do that.
Yeah. So move. That's a lot.
That's all you need to worry about.
Yeah, I love that. And I think I have you beat. My longest was 7 years.
Wow.
So I got a crazy story before we put bookends, and I'm gonna let you close our show out. My wife has a twin.
Okay.
She kind of reminds me of you.
Okay.
She's an agent. She's in the Bay Area, California. And when I first met her, it was when I was first starting to just talk with her sister, now my wife. And so I go into the office, I see her, she's looking at me kind of weird. And then after our meeting, she's like, I just met your future husband, the father of your children, all this type of stuff. So fast forward, now my wife and I have been together for 8 years. We get married, the whole 9. And finally, I want to say like 6.5, 7 years later, she gives us an opportunity and we build her a website and help her with YouTube and some other stuff. But it's crazy. It's all in the follow-up, or I guess you just date and then marry the sister. But whatever works. But yeah, it's so true. And you just keep on keeping on, and you never know what can happen.
You never know what can happen. And if you're just texting them, what is that? 3 seconds?
Oh yeah.
Maybe a full minute?
Yeah. I love the voice to message. I love the voice to message, and I love the video messages. So on Instagram, I'll always just do video. or I'll do a text to message and then like a voice to message, and they'll be like, oh my God, like I've never got a video before. And it shows human interaction. It's a little bit different. It's not just a text. It's not just like, text sucks sometimes because you don't know how to read it.
Yes.
You could read it way off.
Yes.
It's like, I was just joking. I promise. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. It happens all the time.
All the time.
I'll text an agent, I'll say something, and I'll be in a rush, and they ask me a question. I'm like, did it? And I just give them the answer. And they're like, are you mad at me?
No good morning. No hope your day's going well.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I was rushing. I apologize. Like,
or the voice to text and it like you totally spelled shit wrong. You're like, oh dude, I totally did not mean.
Worst. And I'll be in such a hurry. I'll voice the text and I send it, and I had agent goes, I can't decipher that. I was like, oh. I wasn't drinking. I don't know what that was.
I swear I was sober, but this is what I was saying. I love it, man. I can't believe we're already over an hour.
Wow.
Like that.
So
fast. For her first time, what do y'all think? Give me a commentary down below. But before we do close out our show, I like to leave the floor open so we could put bookends on it. What would you like the viewers and listeners out there to last closing thoughts to take from today's episode?
Just make sure you're validating your clients. We need to up our industry's reputation here. But building trust, remember, business moves at the speed of trust. And if they're stuck, they're not moving, you got to take a couple steps back and earn that trust and earn that conversation.
Ooh, I love that. And I think that's the fun part, right? Figuring out how to get the trust, earn the trust, keep the trust. And I think that if you can gamify it, more fun that way.
And the same thing if you're coaching agents or you're a team lead or whatever, you have to earn the right to hold them accountable.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
I had to take some time and earn that. And even though they knew me as a producer on the team, we didn't have that. And so I had to earn their trust and earn their, before I could really start coaching and pushing and, getting them to do, try new things and get uncomfortable.
I love that. So. Man, this has been a pleasure. And we've never met before. So literally, she's coming to a stranger's house. The team reached out, thought you'd be a good fit. Didn't even know it was your first podcast. Wife answers the door. And I appreciate your trust. Speaking of trust, I appreciate you coming in, trusting the process of what we're doing here to add value to the community. I'm looking forward for this to go live. And thank you.
I just felt an important message, and so I was happy to, when I got the invite, I was like, hey, this is cool. I'll do this. All right.
More powerful too, when you have a message to share and you want to do something where, you obviously have a servant's heart. You're a leader at heart. You're leading a team, going through the process. And so this is cool too, because now you could even send this to your agent. They can get a different perspective. They can hear stories, and so, which is really, really cool. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you all for viewing and listening to today's podcast episode. And as you know, it's our intention for you to take things from our episode, apply to your business, have more massive success. Like, subscribe, notification bell. And thanks to Liftoff Agent and the team. You're amazing for editing, producing the entire show. And we'll see you all on the next one.